Hello and welcome to my PEP Corner. Uh, I want to focus today on the coming of the Europeans to the Caribbean, and in particular, the arrival of the Spanish. First and foremost, we have to locate the country of Spain on a map. On my map in front of you, Spain is already highlighted, making your life easier. So Spain is there in red, and I am almost sure, I am that confident that you know the continent on which Spain can be found. Yes, I know your answer is Europe. That is where you can find the country of Spain. On that continent, there are other countries which I want to make a note of right here. For example, you have Great Britain, which is right here. Why is Great Britain important? I mean, I'm using the English language to communicate with you right now. Great Britain. Another country on the continent of Europe that I want to highlight is France right here. Why is France important? What language is spoken in Haiti and Martinique? French. Another European country would be Holland right here. And Aruba, Bonaire, and those countries, they all were colonized by Holland. So 4 countries on the continent of Europe that I want you to remember, not just for this lesson, but you should remember it in the context of colonization and in terms of our ancestors, would be Spain, Great Britain right here, Holland, or you could say the Netherlands, and France. Those are 4 countries on the continent of Europe. Next, I'll be looking at 3 reasons why the Europeans, and in particular the Spanish, ended up in the Caribbean. First and foremost, they were in search of gold. This is the primary reason why the Spaniards made voyages of exploration, because they were in search of this mineral. Another reason why the Spaniards came here was because they wanted to spread their religion, the religion of Christianity. So we can agree here that the Spaniards introduced the Caribbean to Christianity. And make a note of the fact that it was the Roman Catholic branch of Christianity that was brought here by the Spanish. Not just Christianity, Roman Catholic, which is still a part of the Christian faith. And final reason that I want you guys to note why the Spaniards came here was that they wanted to find, Europeans in general wanted to find a new trade route around Africa so they could get spices from India. As you can see here in red, you see a series of interconnected routes, which historians call the Silk Road, which connected Asia to Europe. Silk Road was dangerous, plus it was long, plus you had enemies here, where you see a marking now, enemies here, enemies of the Europeans, who would sell them at exorbitant prices, and Europeans wanted to cut out the middleman. Spices were important. Why? In those days, they had no refrigerators. Spices could have preserved their food, or we could say make the food last longer. Spices could be found over in the eastern part of the world, over here, in particular, India. So this was another reason why the Europeans wanted to come to the Caribbean. So let's recap the 3 reasons. Reason number 1, you're correct. They were in search of gold, that precious mineral. Reason number 2, they wanted to spread their religion. Reason number 3, they were looking for a trade route to the eastern part of the world. Please remind me what they wanted there. Yes, spices. Now, we need to look at the person who was responsible for these voyages of exploration is no other than Christopher Columbus. Please note, Christopher Columbus, even though he sailed for Spain, was not a Spaniard. He was an Italian who made his first voyage in 1492. That's the late 15th century. And I will show you in a subsequent lesson how to calculate or how to group years into their respective centuries. Columbus was sailing for a very popular queen, Queen Isabella. Two L's will give you a Y pronunciation, but for your sake, I will say Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. A total of 4 voyages were made by Christopher Columbus. More importantly, Christopher Columbus arrived in Jamaica in 1494 on his second voyage. However, this does not change the fact that the Europeans arrived in the 15th century. Crucially here, colonization in the Caribbean started when Columbus arrived in 1492, sailing on the Santa Maria. Other ships that he came with on his first voyage are included the Pinta and the Niña. Notice they are all Spanish names because Columbus was sailing for Spain, even though he was an Italian man. Recapping a bit, please note Columbus arrived in Jamaica on his second voyage. He made a total of 4 voyages. Columbus was not a Spanish. He was born in Italy. However, he sailed for the King and Queen of Spain at that time because others refused his proposal, saying that he was mad, that the world was flat and he would fall off the face of the earth. Contributions made by the Spaniards to the Caribbean, known as the Columbian Exchange. As you can see here, an arrow is pointing from the Old World. The Old World can be considered as Europe, Asia, and Africa, while the New World would be considered as South America and North America. The term New World is used by historians because prior to the coming of Columbus, notice I didn't say discovery of anything, I have not used the word discovered. So prior to the coming of Columbus, North America and South America were unknown lands for the most part. So when they came here, it was new to them. I want you to pay attention to several crops that the Spaniards brought here. For example, banana was brought by the Spanish. I'm highlighting banana because it is still a major crop in Jamaica. I could also highlight citrus fruit. We drop in here oranges and all of that. Still a major crop in Jamaica. Coffee. Even though coffee originated in Ethiopian Africa, it was brought here by the Spaniards. And importantly, most importantly, sugar cane. Why am I talking about sugar cane? You get it? Well, you're guessing correctly. Sugar cane became the dominant crop in the Caribbean. And this crop resulted in the enslavement of a particular group of people. So just to sum up right here, the Spaniards brought or introduced us to many crops such as coffee beans, citrus fruit, banana, and sugar cane. They also brought with them animals such as cattle, they brought pigs, they brought horses. I will not focus on the diseases that they brought or any of the grains, just the most important points here. Other contributions made by the Spanish, lovely, lovely escovitch fish, lovely, lovely. That is a contribution made by the Spanish. The Spanish did not introduce us to fish, come on. Fish would have been in the water, but this style of preparing fish was introduced to us by the Spaniards. Spaniards also, there are many place names in Jamaica that today they still have Spanish names like Ocho Rios, 8 rivers, Montego Bay, rivers such as Rio Cobre, Rio Mino, Sabana La Mar, or what many Jamaicans would say Savlamar, which translates to plain by the sea. You already know that they brought Roman Catholic faith with them. You already know of the horses and the cattle, and you also know of the sugarcane, banana, plantains, and citrus brought by the Spanish. So that's it basically for the Spanish. But before I go, let us just recap what we have learned today. The Spaniards were the first Europeans to have arrived in the Caribbean. They arrived here in 1492. However, the Spaniards did not come to Jamaica until 1494. Christopher Columbus made 4 voyages for Spain. He was sailing for Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. Reasons why the Spaniards came here included: they wanted to spread their religion, Roman Catholic, they wanted to find gold, and they also wanted to find a new trade route for spices and all those lovely riches from the east. Contributions include place names. We could even include Mount Diablo, Mountain of the Devils here. All of these would have been named by the Spaniards. They also brought many important crops such as sugarcane, and they also brought citrus. So until next time, I will see you then. Bye.